In the year 1660, John Milton, a supporter of King Charles I's recent beheading, was cowering in London. The monarchy had been restored, his books had been burnt by royal decree, and he was completely blind. It was in this shady hovel that Milton would dictate what would become the epic of the English language, Paradise Lost. This astounding work has continued to capture poetic imagination, not the least through Milton's portrayal of Satan. In these passages, taken from the opening pages of the poem, we join Satan, recently hurled headlong, flaming from heaven, before he breaks the horrid silence of hell and addresses his fellow fallen angel Beelzebub. Welcome Senior Rowan Campbell, who will now declaim this epic.
Say first, for heaven hides nothing from thy view, nor the deep tract of hell. Say first what cause moved our grandparents from that happy state, favored of heaven so highly, to fall off from their Creator and transgress his will for one restraint, lords of the world besides. Who first seduced them to that foul revolt? The infernal serpent. He it was whose guile, stirred up with envy and revenge, deceived the mother of mankind. What time his pride had cast him out from heaven, with all his host of rebel angels, by whose aid, aspiring to set himself in glory above his peers, he trusted to have equalled the Most High. If he opposed, and with ambitious aim, against the throne and monarchy of God, raised impious war in heaven, in battle proud, with vain attempt. Him, the almighty power, hurled headlong, flaming from the ethereal sky, with hideous ruining combustion, down to bottomless perdition, there to dwell in adamantine chains and penal fire, who durst defy the omnipotent to arms. He, with his horrid crew, lay vanquished, rolling in the fiery gulf, confounded, though immortal. But his doom reserved him to more wrath. For now the thought both of lost happiness and lasting pain torments him. Round he throws his baleful eyes that witnessed huge affliction and dismay, mixed with obdurate pride and steadfast hate. At once, as far as angels kin, he views the dismal situation, waste and wild. A dungeon horrible on all sides round, as one great furnace flamed. Yet from those flames no light, but rather darkness visible, served only to discover sights of woe, regions of sorrow, doleful shades where peace and rest can never dwell. Hope never comes that comes to all, but torture without end still urges in a fiery deluge, fed with ever-burning sulfur, unconsumed. Such place eternal justice has prepared for those rebellious. Here, their prison ordained in utter darkness, and their portion set as far removed from God and light of heaven as from the center thrice to the utmost pole. Oh, how unlike the place from whence they fell! Here, the companions of his fall, overwhelmed with floods and whirlwinds of tempestuous fire, he soon discerns. And, weltering by his side, one next himself in power and next in crime, long after known in Palestine and named Beelzebub, to whom the archenemy, and thence in heaven, called Satan, with bold words breaking the horrid silence, thus began. If thou beest he, but oh, how fallen, how changed from him who, in the happy realms of light, clothed with transcendent brightness, didst outshine myriads though bright. If he hew mutual league, united thoughts and counsels, equal hope and hazard, and the glorious enterprise joined with me once, Now misery hath joined in equal ruin. Into what pit thou seest, from what height fallen? All is not lost. The unconquerable will and study of revenge, immortal hate and courage, never to submit or to yield. And what is else not to be overcome? We may, with more successful hope, resolve to wage by force or guile eternal war, irreconcilable to our grand foe, who now triumphs, and in the excess of joy sole reigning holds the tyranny of heaven. Thus Satan, talking to his nearest mate, with head uplift above the wave, and eyes that sparkling blazed, his other parts besides, prone on the flood, extended long and large, lay floating many a rood, in a bulk as huge as whom the fables name of monstrous size. So stretched out huge in length the arch-fiend lay, chained on the burning lake, nor ever thence had risen or heaved his head, but on himself treble confusion, wrath, and vengeance poured. Forthwith upright, he rears from off the pool, his mighty stature. Then, with expanded wings, he steers his flight aloft, incumbent on the dusky air, till on dry land he lights, if it were land that ever burned with solid, as the lake with liquid fire. Is this the region? This the soil? The clime? Said then the lost archangel. This the seat that we must change for heaven? This mournful gloom for that celestial light? Be it so, since he who now is sovereign can dispose and bid what shall be right. Farthest from him is best, whom reason hath equalled, force hath made supreme above his equals. Farewell, happy fields, where joy forever dwells. Hail, horrors, hail, infernal world, and thou, profoundest hell, receive thy new possessor, one who brings a mind not to be changed by place or time. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. What matter where, if I be still the same, and what I should be all but less than he whom thunder hath made greater? Here, at least, we shall be free. The Almighty hath not built here for his envy, will not drive us hence. Here, we may reign secure. And in my choice, to reign is worth ambition, though in hell. Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven.